Hello, all you freaks out there.
Hello.
How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Welcome to the show, Sarah Hall Hayes.
Yes.
How is everyone? How are you?
Doing well. Doing well. How are you?
I am doing wonderful. It is National Maple Syrup Day, guys. So go outside, grab some log cabin
Ooh.
syrup, do a shot, find a maple tree, start sucking on it.
Wasn't it last time like Waffle Day, National Waffle Day?
It was. You would think they
And
would be
now it's
closer together.
National Maple Syrup Day.
It is National Maple Syrup Day, guys, and I'm so glad you could take the time to join
Yeah.
us on such a momentous holiday. I mean, I know people talk about Christmas and whatever, but we all know the real holiday is National Maple Syrup Day. Although last week was like National Bath Time Party Day or something like that.
Oh my God.
Bathtub Party Day, which
Who has a party in a bathtub other than kids?
I mean, hot tub. You have more
Well,
room in a
yeah.
hot tub, but I think was it last what was last week? Yeah, last week was the Festival of Unmentionable Thoughts.
Oh wow. What?
The Festival of Unmentionable Thoughts.
There really is a festival of where is this at?
I didn't even look it up. I just saw it. I'm like, and also it was National Dingling Day last week too, which probably goes with the Festival of Unmentionable Thoughts.
Yeah. I want to know where this place is so I can visit on that day. I
And I'm
just want to
wondering, is it just
know.
people? Is it people acting them out, or are they just sitting there thinking the thoughts?
Can you imagine going to a town and it being national? What is it called? National
The,
Unmentionable Day?
the Festival of Unmentionable Thoughts.
Oh, Jesus. Can you imagine? Like just stepping in that town and just having a huge festival of like craziness going down. I can't
Yeah.
say what I'm thinking, but
Oh my God. I mean, if it's fun, I mean, it's like thinking about killing people. I wouldn't want to go to that festival. But if it's like the other stuff, that'd be fun
sign Ryan up.
to check out. But then again, if it's just people sitting there thinking the whole time and not actually,
Really doing anything.
yeah. I mean, I could sit there. Be people sitting there just thinking really hard like this. Oh, I wish I could. That's right. That posing like this. All right. Well, this is what I had in mind when I came out here for this festival. This kind of sucks. What is up, Kristen? How are you? Oh, good. CR. Hey, man. Hope you feel better. What's up, Chris? Chris is actually the director over at Pamplin Park. We have an investigation out there on March 2nd, public investigation that Sarah has to bring her happy ass to.
Ooh,
It's in Petersburg. It's it's Battlefield out in Petersburg, Pamplin Historical Park.
Oh, I want to go there.
It's haunted. You will definitely.
The whole entire town of Petersburg is haunted.
You were just there.
Yes. Like we did an investigation. Heather and I did an investigation of a Dollar General.
Well, there we go.
In Petersburg.
I think tickets are like $60, but it's worth it because it's a huge place. You get, there's a museum we can check out. There's a house. There's all this land, battlefield. Definitely worth it. And plus, if you go out there during the day, help go to good museums, and it's really neat location that is great for the paranormal as well as history as well. So
yeah,
if you have a chance,
when
you can get out there.
What day?
It's March 2nd, I believe.
Ooh,
I think that's what it is.
We will be in Sweet Springs Sanitarium.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, we do more than one investigation out there a year, so
I would
be back out there probably during the summertime sometime.
Yeah, because I definitely want to go.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a great location. Definitely worth checking out. So you are from Pungo Paranormal,
I am. I am.
and
My partner in crime is Heaven. She is amazing. And her husband, Josh, is amazing as well. He's also one of the investigators.
you guys, yeah, it's just interesting time at the cabin.
Yes.
Tell us about, because last time you were there was the Christmas event we had out there a couple of weeks ago, and you were in my September 21st and there we go, September 21st and December 14th at Pamplin as well.
Ooh, okay, perfect. All right,
Okay.
I'll write those down so I can go.
Well, that helps me out to when I can plan on having the Christmas event next December at the cabin. Let's see. Let's go and schedule it now, shall we? We'll do it now.
Yeah.
Live on air. It is going to be December 7th. Give and Ghost will be December 7th, so the week before.
Okay, perfect.
Cabin on 360. So for those of you,
I will be there.
All right. 2 weeks of awesome paranormal fun. Cabin on 360, December 7th and December 14th at Pamplin Park. Oh my God, it's like the best Christmas ever.
This is gonna be so
just
fun.
Skip over 2023 and go to 2024 right now. Make your plans, buy your plane tickets, book your hotels.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I mean, Petersburg, the entire place of Petersburg is just so haunted. I mean, if the Dollar General was haunted, you know that a battlefield was going to be like to the extreme.
It's awesome.
So I'm excited.
So tell us about the scratch that happened. What happened? What was and I see Operation Spirit Seekers in the chat here, but I want to get the story so people can understand the circumstances behind the markings on the back of your neck.
Okay, so a few moments before it happened, on one of the Spirit Talker, the Ovulus thing, it had said, I'm agitated, and I started getting so mad. I've never, ever have I ever provoked spirits. I'm a medium, so I pick up on spirits. I pick up on energies. I can see different spirits. I see this mother all the time when I go there. Like, I know what it looks like. It scares the shit out of me. So for me to get angry is just so out of character. I started getting very angry and I started provoking it. And I was like, well, you're agitated. We're agitated because you're not doing anything. How about you do something? Not in my character to do. And so then it said violate. And I think it was Crystal who started feeling, or Kristen started feeling like a coldness in the air almost. And all of a sudden I felt the worst pain on the back of my neck. It felt like somebody had taken a I don't know what it's called, but like a hot press to the back of my neck. It hurt so bad. And I immediately touched back there because I thought that like something was dripping on the back of my neck that hurt, or somebody's hand was on the back of my neck. Like I was just, and as soon as I said that, Howie had came over and shined a light, and immediately as he was shining the light on the back of my neck, the marks started showing up.
They were welting up too.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, it was just like, yeah, it was pretty bad.
It was like immediate. It was crazy. So then they told me to go to the cabin and meet up with Dennis, and you took me there. And that's when Dennis, me and you had a grounding session to try to get this thing off of me. And I had asked you to take a picture of the back of my neck, and that's where that picture came from.
Yeah.
And Jason from GI Paranormal had also taken a few pictures of it as well while I was down there, and he had sent those to me. So I started doing some research. I drew out what it looked like on the back. Like I have an iPhone. I took my marker from the iPhone and started drawing out the welts that were on the back of my neck.
Yeah.
And it drew out almost a perfect symbol for the Native American symbol of death.
I mean,
it was crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that is the craziest thing. And I mean, it looks almost exactly like that symbol.
Because it is, you know, if you scratch your neck, it's pretty much just an up and down thing. You know, you don't go like, you don't scratch around, like you don't make symbols back of your neck when you're scratching it, and people were all around you.
Correct.
So if you had done that, somebody would have noticed it.
Yeah.
I was right in front of you. I saw you do this, like put your head down like that, and I didn't see you move your hands or anything. Didn't see you make any motions like you'd be scratching your neck or anything like that. And there was no blood. It was just almost like a burn.
It was like welty burns that had just popped up. I mean, and that's what it felt like, was burns. It literally felt like someone took a hot press to the back of my neck. That's what it felt like. I thought that there was like, I don't know, my immediate reaction was like boiling water was hitting the back of my neck, because I went like this, or I went to go feel it, and I went back to my neck. Like, I'm like, what is happening? But that was insane. That spirit, I don't even want to call him a spirit, because he's not a spirit. The elemental that's down in that basement does not like me at all. Like, it does not like me. It doesn't like that I could see it. It doesn't like that I knew exactly where it was at all times. Like, it wanted me out of the basement at all cost.
I remember you saying right before that happened that you saw a face right beside me. You see, you looked up, you said you saw a face like right beside mine. It was like not that far long after you said that
when that happened.
Yeah. So I mean, it's pretty freaky, and yeah. So
like, I've never experienced anything like that before. I've never
seen it happen.
Anything. Yeah.
Chris is saying that's the same spot he got scratched. No, there are 2 marks that had formed, 2 impressions at first. So, I mean, it's just crazy what can happen when you do stuff, and you. Cause I noticed when you were down there, you weren't acting like yourself. You know, you were very agitated and getting mad, which I
don't get that way at all.
What you dealt with before, and I know you wouldn't be acting like that.
See, the thing is, because that I was down there before. I was petrified of this thing. I'm so scared of it. Like, I am. Like, honestly, I am very scared of it, because I know what it looks like, and it doesn't like me. There's no reason for me to provoke it. Why would I want to provoke it in order for it to do something to me?
Putting those thoughts in your mind, unless it's making you mad.
It was 100%. It said, I'm agitated, and then all of a sudden, like, my anger just, I couldn't believe, like, looking at, because I was filming too when that happened, looking back at the actual footage of it, I can't believe that I said that.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, well, that's one way to do it. I was like, okay, we're going down that route, I guess.
Right. But like, like, you've been there with me. Like, that that's not how I am. You know what I mean? That I'm like, that thing scares me. You were down there with me with Dennis. Like, just petrified. I didn't want this thing following me home again, because it followed me home.
Yeah.
And heaven.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it happens to people. It's not the first person it's happened to. I've had people that I've known for years. Dennis told you his story about what happened to him.
Yeah.
It just gets you when you least expect it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, got to give a paranormal shout out to Elite Paranormal Society. They are based in Falling Waters, West Virginia, and they checking them out on Facebook or eliteparanormalsociety.com. So tonight we are talking to Operation Spirit Seekers Paranormal team. They are a free non-profit organization that is dedicated to the research and findings of the paranormal world. They also have a podcast. I think it's Paranormal Talk or Ghost Talk with OSPT. .com. I can't believe I write the name of their podcast down, but I'm sure they'll tell us when I bring them on the show.
Yeah.
Let's welcome members of Operation Spirit Seekers. What is up, guys?
Hi. How are you doing?
Good,
Sorry about
how are
that
you?
long-winded introduction or the long-winded. I wanted to get Sarah's story out about the scratch on her neck because it was really interesting.
That was interesting.
Yeah, it was very
If you
scary.
see it squinting, that's just because we're blind.
How are you guys doing tonight? Doing all right?
We're doing great. It's just really rainy here. So, our joints are hurting, our bones are hurting, and we're not feeling 100. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Holidays can wear you out,
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Is it raining up there?
It is raining here. Yeah, it's been
Yeah,
gross.
it's here.
We were gonna go to King's Dominion today, but
It closed.
it was closed last week too. I think because of the rain
Mhm.
on Saturday, or I guess it was Sunday.
Yep.
It was closed. Every time I make plans to go out there, it rains.
That's
So
usually
hopefully,
Yeah.
So
this weather.
the scratches that y'all were talking about, did that happen at the cabin? We didn't hear that. We were over here chit-chatting.
It was in the brick.
Yeah.
It was in the basement
Of the
of the brick
rancher.
rancher.
Yeah. So whatever is down in the rancher is like it's not a human. It's like elemental almost.
Mhm.
Like it was put there by the natives to protect the land. So like I don't know if it's like I don't know. I guess it just made the rancher its home. I guess, but it looks like if you've ever seen The Mirror, the movie The Black Phone. If you ever seen the movie Black Phone, it looks exactly like the mask that man was wearing.
We were there when you were talking about, how you're usually one way, but then it changed you and you're acting like a whole different way. That night we were there, I think every teammate was the ones that were usually rude were the nicest you could think of. The ones that were the nicest, me and Mama being, we were very tolerable of people. We didn't get along with anybody, did we? It was just like we were against every one of our teammates.
Yeah, it likes to do
One over
that.
there hiding in the living room.
Well,
Yeah. Now Mickey, he got bit. Something like bit him.
Oh wow!
Really?
Where was it at? Was it on your?
it was on the side right here.
Yeah. He said it was like on his side. He's like hiding over here. But yeah, he felt like he got bit, and Sandy something grabbed her because we had to take her out.
Yeah, she got really overwhelmed.
Yeah.
You remove her real fast.
And
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy how we go into these locations and we think I have some idea of you go through investigations, but they can throw stuff at you when you least expect it. And you got to know when to, get out, go outside, ground yourself, and then come back, or even decide not to come back. It's really up to you.
And
But
that's basically what me and you had to do that night. Is that whatever it was, it scared us so bad. We actually, I think we were on camera running out the door. That's the first time we ever run from anything.
Oh
It-
my gosh.
It was interesting. It's comical at the time. It wasn't funny, but we ran over to the cabin where everybody else was, and we stood there for a minute, and we're like, okay, we gotta go back. We gotta go back and face it. And then it got funny to us because I mean, it's a real funny story that happened, and Samantha's like, we shouldn't tell, but yeah, we'll go ahead and tell it.
Everybody knows that point in the investigation where you've done been up so long that anything will tickle you.
Yeah.
You get anything will set you off. Anything I call it like the hysteria part of investigating when you've been up so long. So it starts out like that. We're just trying to keep each other awake at this point. You're much better at this than me, though.
We were in the basement, and okay, you know when you come down the steps, and you can turn and go this way into the open part, or you can turn and go back this way, and there's like a little hole in the floor up there, and it had like this little plastic bottle thing in it that looked kind of like a toilet thing.
It's a sump pump.
Okay, yeah. We didn't know what it was.
Yeah, it's a sump pump.
Looking around, and there was like a broom sitting there, so I pushed it. At first, nothing happened, and we're like, okay, because we didn't know what it was. And then all of a sudden, it was like the whole house started vibrating. All the
Oh my
pipes
God.
vibrating.
It was,
And at the far end down there, that pipe that's got the cap on the end of it under the window, like if you went towards where the cabin's at, it was like vibrating. We run up the steps like, we done destroyed the cabin.
You broke the brick rancher.
The cabin on 360. And we ran upstairs and we're standing there and we're just waiting for the whole house to crumble.
we were waiting.
And
It's a
like
self-destruct button.
calming down, and we're looking at each other, and we're like,
Well, it's the calm before the storm.
Yeah.
Is what I called it.
and Samantha steps in the bathroom up there, and she goes, that was weird. So she reaches over and flushed the commode. Nothing happened. So
Seemed like the perfect thing to
we're
do.
standing there. Well, the commode didn't fill up. So then we're panicking because we're like, okay, what's going on? And we found a flower vase in the kitchen, and we run in there with it. It was filling the commode back up from the sink water. And we flush it again, and then it filled up normal. So we take the vase and we put it back, and we're walking back through, and we're standing there looking downstairs from the top.
But so at this point, we think we've done killed the house. We take the vase, we take the vase back. But when we turned around, it's what we've seen on. It's like a few steps, and I think if I remember correctly, there's like a platform.
Yeah, and then it goes down steps.
Something I don't know how to describe it because all I remember is black. But I seen something jump on that platform, and I looked over at Mama, and like she's got this look on her face, like this woman doesn't get scared. And she looks at me, and I look at her, and that's the first time we've ever run out of a location. We're just like, we gotta.
I actually contorted backwards, picked my backpack up as we went through the living room,
Like the Matrix?
out the front door, and I was like, if I forget the backpack, we're sending Mickey back for it.
Oh, Lord.
But yeah, it was like when we looked down, it was like, I want to say kind of like it jumped up and sat on that platform on all fours. It kind of would put you in the mind of a dog, but not a dog. It was just weird looking.
It was
So
the
that-
weirdest thing we've ever seen.
It was
That
solid
thing-
black. Even its eyes were black. I mean, but it was like in the dark right there was just enough illumination that made it out when it jumped. And we looked at each other, didn't speak, and we just
hightailed it. At that point, it was just like get back to the cabin, regroup, and then we'll see what happens. You know.
I'll talk about that now. When me and Sandy was down there, when me and Sandy was down in the basement by ourselves doing,
Something jumped down on the platform
it-
looking. Yeah, when Mickey and Sandy was down there by themselves, and we need to go back and look at the video and clip it and send it to you. But it looks like something jumped down on that platform and is peering at Sandy and looking at her, and it just watched her. And they were the only two in the house at that time. It was definitely interesting.
well, that's when Sandy got scared and she called me over, and what I seen, it was about yay high.
Yeah, that's about how it was about yay high that we saw too.
Yeah, and I looked at it and I told him, I says, "You ain't nothing to me."
But the reason that our attention went to downstairs when we put the vase back and we was walking back through, the pipe started shaking again.
We
We
thought
was like,
the house was just gone at that point.
yeah, we just knew that we was going to be the team that brought the house down.
It's just gonna get sucked down into the drain. It's just gonna.
Everything. You still got that opinion, so
Yeah.
You put the self-destruct button at the bottom of the basement in a sump pump, and you happen to hit it, and you destroyed
Self-destruct
the
button.
Any teams that has been through that house, I looked at her and I said, I just don't want to be the one that ruins the house, and then they're going to just tell everybody that it was OSPT.
Operation Spirit Seekers did it.
They flushed the cabin of the brick rancher.
But that's got to be one of our most favorable, funniest tales. Cause
Yeah, that is
Well-
definitely one of the funniest.
That's
And,
funny.
I've
Luckily,
got
it's still there for you.
Yeah.
It's still, you didn't destroy the brick rancher.
about daylight. Me, Sandy, and Mickey was walking up that dirt road, and we actually turned around, and
There was
Mickey's
a
got
soldier,
the picture. I gotta find it.
but
But
you got the picture. You got the picture, not me.
okay, well, I've got to find it. But we've got a faint picture of a soldier walking up behind us.
Seriously?
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome!
Oh, I
Did
want to
we
see
ever,
that.
get pictures and stuff to them?
No, we've got to go through and clip those videos. We got a security system, and we were clipping everything wrong. So we actually, I found somebody that could show me how to do it. So now we can actually clip our security camera footage. So I want to get everything clipped, and I'll send it to you in a message.
That would be incredible.
Ooh, if you could send it to me so I can see it, that would be lovely.
There's a bell over, upstairs. What did y'all call that room? It's you go right up the steps and you go to your right.
It's the gigolo room.
The gigolo room.
Gigolo room.
Was that the one that's behind the kitchen?
I think so.
I mean in the brick rancher cabin, or in the
You're right.
brick
That's
rancher.
where the man gigolo was.
Yeah. There's a bell in the floor, and at one point we're just all sitting down there. We're not doing anything. Nobody's upstairs, and it just starts ringing. And I'm looking at is there a bell up there? I had
Yeah,
forgot.
you remember because we put a camera. We
So
tried to
was
put a
that
camera.
the pink the one with the black lights in it?
Okay.
It's the room that you can't stand and look over the balcony to downstairs.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
that
the
is
one.
that's the brothel area.
Yeah,
That's the
brothel.
black light room.
Yeah.
The gigolo room. I mean,
Yeah.
almost.
Well, that
I mean,
that
pretty
was
much
a
is.
gigolo up there.
Well, yeah.
It was a gigolo up there in that brothel room because the women go up there and see him. But that's where the bell was because we was all downstairs.
Yeah, the
taking a
bell
break,
rung.
and it was
We
sitting
bring him
there.
on camera, but you just come on over here. I hate to be looking at somebody and they're over there and they don't know who
There he
they are.
is.
Hello.
All right, now the gang's all here.
But
Half of us are here.
yeah, but not like she said. We was all downstairs. We was taking a break, and the bell just started ringing by itself in the brothel. And,
I've never heard that bell ring. That's awesome.
Yeah, me either.
Not only that, when we was investigating the woods behind the cabin, there was a black shadow. I mean, what was it? It's over 7 foot tall.
Yeah, it's along that trail.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's like
I know exactly the one you're talking about.
Yeah, we caught that should be on our camera too because it followed me and Sandy
Yeah.
when you was watching the camera.
I remember that.
Cause
That thing reminds me of a Slender Man.
Slender
Yeah.
Man.
me and Sandy walked that trail, and we was hearing somebody walking behind us. So I told her to go on, and I hid behind the tree to see who was behind us. And I stepped out behind the tree, and Sandy turned around, and she froze. And she was sitting there pointing behind me, and I'm sitting there, what? What is it? She never did, it.
Yeah.
I guess hysterics come over her because she couldn't talk, she couldn't speak or nothing. So I turned around, and I seen him. He was a tall shadow. And I asked him who he was. But I did lunge at him, and he took off.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another team see that same shadow,
Along with
and they thought it was Bigfoot. It wasn't Bigfoot,
that
they're
would
tall.
major night.
Yeah, that would. That made no.
This one right here wants to start looking for Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I mean, he's around here.
If it's
I'm kind of half and half with Bigfoot. Half and half with it. But I mean, it had to start from somewhere. The stories and everything had to start from somewhere.
Well, it's like this. I don't want to. If I do catch him, there's a place out there in Washington State right now. They're offering $10 million to capture him alive to study him. And
That's crazy.
I don't think he'll ever be caught.
nah, he's the champion hider of the
Fancy.
woods. He really is.
Yep.
you have to capture them and then get them out there, which I'm assuming would probably be difficult.
Yeah.
To transport a Bigfoot to West Virginia. Was it West Virginia you said? Or
Oh, it's West
Was it
Virginia.
West
He's
Virginia?
all over the place. West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Virginia.
Where they're wanting to study him.
Oh, that's Washington State.
oh, even worse.
Washington State.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah.
Imagine trying to.
What we'll do, we'll get a limo, tie him up in the back seat, and just cruise him across the country.
There you
In a
go.
limo.
Put a bunch of beef jerky in the back. With
Yeah.
them. We'll be all right. Got you some Jack Link. Shut up. You're good. You're fine.
Be like Harry and the Hendersons instead of limo edition.
Yeah.
Right.
So, how did you guys get started in the paranormal? What sets you guys on the journey that you guys are on now?
Growing up as a kid, I always I saw stuff. It's like I remember when I was about 5 years old and I was playing behind the house, and my mom, she was hanging clothes out on the line, and it was like this bright light came up, and there was a man standing there, and he was talking to her, but she wasn't talking back. She couldn't see him. And I asked her, I was like, who's that? And she's like, who's who? And I was like, there's a man talking to you. And she probably just thought I was crazy being goofy. And her dad, my grandpa, he passed away when I was like 2 months old. So I never knew him. And I was looking at some picture albums with my grandma a little bit after that. And she come across a picture, and it was my grandpa that I had seen standing there talking to my mom. And so, growing up, it was kind of like seeing things and hearing things. And then in 2007, I was in a tractor trailer accident, and I don't know if maybe because I passed away like 4 times in one day.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if that maybe opened me up a little more, because it's like stuff just started just flooding in all the time. And I was sitting on the porch talking to a friend of mine, and we was all the time watching, like Ghost Adventures, different things like that. And I was like, well, just get us some equipment and just do it ourselves so we can see what's going on, because I want to know what's going on with me. Why do I see this and stuff? And then I just kind of laughed it off and went on. And the next weekend, she came over to the house and had a big old box. And she's like, well, I done ordered us some equipment. And so we just kind of started, and we volunteered up at St. Albans when they started the haunted house, and we
Ooh.
I love
volunteered
it
up
out there.
there helping get the haunted house going and stuff. So we got to meet other paranormal teams, and we just started going from there and investigating and studying and just trying to find out why stuff is, like, is it the weather or the temperature, just, what causes the energy to where it can build up enough to communicate. And along
Yeah.
the way, it's been a great reward.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
and
That's amazing.
Mickey, he got started in demons. He when you was young, right?
Yeah, when I was younger, I thought it was a dream, but it wasn't a dream. And it got me and a couple of my friends, I mean, we actually got into the real bad demons. And I'll never forget, it was it was early 90s, late 80s, early 90s. We went to a house, and the guy was sitting there telling me, he said, there's a bad demon in there. I said, okay, I want to go and see for myself. When I did, I made a mistake and I opened up. That night, they had to do an exorcist on me because I
Oh
was
my
possessed.
gosh.
And back in 2014, 15, something like that, my mom lived in an apartment building, and she said she was having trouble with a black shadow. So I went over one night. I'm just sitting there going, I was like you. Nothing was going on, so I decided I'm going to really make it mad. So when I did the next morning, I told Mom, I said, Mom, my back is on fire. It's like somebody took a hot poker and run it down my back 3 times. From the top of my shoulder blades all the way down to my belt line was 3 marks down my back.
That's the marking of the Trinity.
Yeah. And she asked me, she said, what is that? I said, that's a demon. But I will tell you this. I said, I can get rid of it for you. It took me a little bit, but I got rid of it. Then, like I says, after demons, I was wanting to see what, go into the ghosts and stuff like that. So that's when I met these 2 ladies and got into the ghost. But funny story about the ghost, after being burnt by the demons and Mark, we were sitting at Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary. I was in the D block. All of a sudden, I was sitting on one of the prisoners' bed, and a cigarette went through my breeches and burnt me on the leg.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I jumped up. I said, what the hell? And the lady come around there. It was a tour they was giving. She come around. She said, what's the matter? I said, I just got burnt by a cigarette. Well,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. And 5 cell blocks down from me, I didn't tell her I told her what leg I got burnt on. The guy 5 cell blocks down from me was burnt on the same leg by a cigarette.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, like this, to me, that's rewarding to me. When I get punched, slapped, burnt, something like that, I know they wanting to talk. They're wanting to find out what we're doing in their space.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's like it's a little kid in a candy store at Christmas time. I want the answers.
Yeah.
So when you got burnt or when you got bit at the cabin, did you notice the activity increasing after that, or was
Well,
it?
no, you bring up a good question. After it bit me, I told my wife here, Rachel, she took a picture of it. So when we went back down there to do a solo session in the
Yeah, we
basement,
did take a picture.
and
Yeah, 'cause you showed
I
it to me.
challenged the demon myself, cause I got down there. You know, I told him, I said, I'm by myself. Come out and do it. I want you to do it again. I said, I'm not scared of you. But he was standing on the platform. At first, he would come towards me, cause I challenged him. I think what it was, he was afraid of me because I was challenging him to come back to me. But like I says, you know,
The activity did pick
yeah,
up after that.
it picked up a lot because we had one guy. He was standing in the middle of the room of the basement, and he had something in his hand.
It smacked it out.
It smacked it out of his hand, and it grabbed him on the elbow.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I mean, it was a fun night up there, like they
I
said.
think that was at the cabin where something was crawling up me.
Yeah,
That was over in the cabin.
Yeah.
now
at the
you're
cabin.
now Rachel was sitting right there where the hole is, and we was sitting there. I got a little handheld thermal cam, and don't I got a picture of you where you sitting over there? All of a sudden, when I started taking pictures of her, there was wings behind her with two horns coming out of her head.
Oh my gosh.
That's on your phone.
That's in the basement of the ranch.
That was the ranch house.
Yeah.
In the basement.
I
Yeah.
remember.
I'm gonna have to
But
see those
it was
pictures for
We've
sure.
got to get all that stuff. to
Yeah.
them.
It was an eventful night.
When did you guys
It
come
was-
out?
It was a good night. Huh?
When did you guys come out here?
Was it about?
It was last year. It was
Was it a year and a half ago?
yeah, a year and a half ago. Well, see, we was going to do it this year. Like I said, well, remember, my wife drives a truck. You know,
Yeah, we got sick and stuff.
we got sick on the road, and we had to
And
come in.
your dad passed away
Yeah,
too.
and my dad passed, and
But we had sent just two of our
Gary and
friends
Mary
there,
Ann came in our place.
yeah. But anyway,
okay.
which they had a great time too. Most of the stuff they witnessed was, I think it was outside when they went along the trail.
yeah,
and
they
stuff.
found a portal. Somewhere out there on the trail, they found a portal where between the gravel road and that trail, there was a portal coming up.
Yeah, I know
Wow.
what you're talking about. In between
Yeah.
those trees.
Yeah,
Yep. That thing is huge. That is
Yeah.
one of the biggest portals I've seen ever. Ever.
none of that. When we was out now, when me and Sandy walked the trail, when the black shadow was behind us, before the black shadow come out, we was smelling. We thought we thought somebody was on the land smoking cigarettes. That's what.
We smelled that too.
And you could actually see when they inhaled where the ember got redder and redder.
Like a,
And I mean, it was.
album.
We went after it. We was
Oh
trying
my
to find,
God.
yeah, we was trying to find out who was on the property. You know, we thought somebody was on the property, but we never did find them. But you could see the cigarette and the ember get real red when they was inhaling and everything.
Wow.
So can I say something real fast?
Yeah, go ahead. It's your show too.
During the Christmas investigation when we were down there, me, Howie, and Jason, and then our team were in the back, the way back. We saw the exact same thing. Like we kept seeing like this red glowing thing in the woods, and we were like, "What is this?" And then it was like, it started. We got the smell of cigarettes, like somebody was smoking a cigarette, and then it happened in front of us. And then someone said that they spotted another one in back of us, and like it was just the craziest. So the fact that you got the exact same thing is confirmation that like what we saw was like legit.
Yeah.
I want to say it was September or around September of last year when we came
I
up.
tell you what, when it was around when Sandy's birthday, we celebrated her birthday there,
September, I
so
think.
it was around September.
Yeah, September.
Yeah,
I think the
'cause-
tour was a dentist.
So it wasn't this September, but it was last September.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Did I show you guys around, or was it dentist?
It was Dennis.
Dennis.
Okay, that's what I thought. So I would have remembered if I'd met Samantha, I would have remembered that for sure.
That's what Dennis said. He's like, I know you from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I hope it's good.
Yeah.
I hope it's good.
It's all good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
if you had to flush the Brick Rancher down, I probably would have had. it wouldn't have been good.
you know, out of the whole thing, I think I speak for you too. Nothing really scares us that bad, but just knowing that we were going to be the ones to destroy something, that's
That's the scariest part.
terrifying.
Man.
Oh,
It's like when you go to a party and use the bathroom and the toilet won't flush. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Crap.
I've been there before.
Like, you just, oh my God.
Melissa's room. Anyway, we
It
had
wouldn't work.
we had a camera in Melissa's room, and what got me, it went to different colors. It was red, yellow, green, blue.
But it wouldn't actually work.
Yeah.
It would not work in there. Now, when we moved it out and put it in the living room,
It worked.
it worked.
Yeah. Sometimes she doesn't want to be messed with. Like sometimes she just wants to chill out in there. She likes the corner behind, like where the window is. She just
Oh.
chills in that corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you bring that up. I went in there to do a solo by myself, and we got a static dome and we put it in the middle of the floor. Well, I was sitting over in the corner where you was talking about.
Voice.
For some reason, it was a hot night, but that corner, I knew went down about anywhere from 10 to 15 degrees colder in the house,
Yeah.
right there in the corner. And I was sitting there, I was more or less, I was sitting there trying to ask a question and not trying to, my teeth was chattered.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
So-
September.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It's so pretty warm out there in September.
Yeah.
It was warm because we had on shorts and everything.
yeah, we
Yeah,
had
we
we
wore
had on
shorts.
shorts and everything, but that corner, and I mean, it was just colder in that corner. So I got up and went to the other side of the room, and I asked her, I said, Melissa, if you want me to leave, I said, I will respect your wishes. Make that static dome go off. By the time, like I said, the static dome we got, the little light stays on top, but it'll follow the spirits going all the way around the static dome. So when it
Mhm.
went off, I said, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I said, I respect your wishes. And I walked out. When I walked out, the little doll they had in there,
Hmm.
the little doll,
Mhm.
it moved from one side of the room to where I was sitting.
Oh wow.
So yeah. So I never did go back in there. I respected her wishes,
Mhm.
and I just left that room by itself.
Yeah.
There was one point where Mama was out out on the trail, and you had radioed us to come and help you.
I heard
So-
something walking behind me.
Something I think we seen it, that was that black shadow, and me and another teammate Sandy. Okay, we go out the door, and you know where that ramp is at?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Like a ramp. Well, Mama's over here, hollering for me and Sandy. So we start taking off that way, and we can hear her plain as day. We know that's my mom right there, and she's talking to us. And the closer we're getting, the louder your voice is. And Mom comes walking out on that side of the cabin,
I came walking off of the field
and I'm sitting
or
there
the
going,
path.
I'm sitting there going,
How'd you get here?
What was imitating her? Because
Oh,
you're
yeah.
there, so you can't be two places at the same time. We still haven't figured that out.
It's just, I mean, the cabin. It's the property. There's no way to, it's just
Yeah.
chalk it up.
Now,
There-
Being at the cabin.
Yeah. that entity in the basement will just do whatever it can do to get you to leave.
It's not. It's on all on the property.
Yeah.
Like
Now the
Yeah.
entity in the basement, that I think it was on its way of turning every one of us against each other.
mhm.
That's what it wants to
It just
do.
warned us about that.
That's
Yeah.
what it
Me
does.
and you got along, but
Mhm.
me and Mickey butted heads. These two don't ever fuss and fight. Fuss and fight the whole night.
Well, what
The
was
baby daddy and me fought, but
It grows
continues. So
and
maybe that
thrives
was
on
the
negativity.
but every one of us was just on our way to war, just with each other.
well?
And when we left the next morning, still fussing and fighting to get down the road.
Yeah.
What happened? What happened to us?
Well,
Mhm.
what it was, like I says, after I got bit, that's when my demeanor changed. Like I says, you attacked me. Now I'm coming to get you. I'm challenging you face to face, man to
It's
demon.
kinda like what happened with Sarah the other day. It got into her head. She wasn't acting like she normally does. I'm sure you weren't acting like you guys normally do.
No.
Yeah, that
I
was like the weirdest thing in the world.
mean, we've had investigators there with their families. Well, families right there. They get along great during investigations, and just the smallest thing that
Yeah.
never bothered you before will set you
Oh,
off,
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
almost like a chain reaction.
It was at one point, me and Mickey, we don't ever fuss and fight. And at one point down there, it was near that cutout, like where the hole is. You were sitting down, and he was so rude to Mom. I just looked at him at one point, and I was like, if I could just take you out right now, we wouldn't have to deal with you anymore. And I don't ever say anything like that to him.
Well, she was sitting down. She was sitting down there. After she said that, I looked at her. I said, "I bet you I could stuff you in that hole."
Oh my God.
Oh, but we're laughing about it now, but like on camera, we were really mean to each other.
Yeah.
But
And
imagine
I
living.
look at him, and I never say things like that, and I'm just like
Imagine living
the whole
there.
way home.
And
Oh, I
working
can't-
there.
Yeah.
Just imagine staying there, just constantly being bombarded with those thoughts, like all the time. I just,
Yeah. Gotta be rough.
yeah.
No, yeah.
Have to
Because
like shut it out and stuff like that. And I don't.
Especially if you don't,
because-
especially if you don't know that's what's going on.
yeah.
If you're living there and say go back to Melissa's family, they're living there. They don't know there's something in the basement. They just, they don't know what. And they say Randy spent a lot of time downstairs. His parents don't know
That
that's
was
what's
always
going on.
that was something that I brought up to them. I'm just throwing it out there. Could something have actually turned him, against her that day? And you get what
I don't know. I think something may, I don't know, whatever could have stopped him from like morally from doing it. I think something may have pushed him to, again, no excuse for what he did,
No.
obviously, but I think he may have had some encouragement.
Mhm.
So when we were in Melissa's room, we had stepped out. We were doing a Estes method in Melissa's room, and I don't think that thing can come into Melissa's room. I think it was either outside or it was like in the hallway because it's not allowed in Melissa's room.
Yeah, Dennis blessed the room so he can't come in there.
Yeah. But during the Estes method, it literally told us that it thrived on men. Like it took control over men. And that it wanted them to do its bidding. It wants to murder, rape, and kill.
Now he was the worst one I think affected that night.
Yeah.
Towards, because the rest of them was women. Is it for Kenzie's? Yeah. So it was actually the man that was affected the most.
Yeah,
out of all
because
of
I
us.
mean, like I said, I spent 6 years in the services in the Marine Corps.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
I'll do it again in a heartbeat. And, you know, I think after it bit me and when my demeanor changed, that I went after it, it knew right then and there that it could mess with me all night long by doing that. And like I said, you know, I'm not that mean to nobody. After I got out, you know, I'm not like that. But after that night,
I mean, when we departed from the cabin, we were like, we went our separate ways. They went their separate. Like we were on.
Yeah, we drove different cars.
We were on no speaking terms at all.
Yeah,
with
me
each
and you
other.
left in a car, and
We
him
got
and Justin left in a car.
we got back home and we all went out to eat, and we're just sitting there like,
That was weird.
what just happened to all
Yeah.
of us?
well, what really got me is when they took a shortcut, we took a long cut. But anyway, she called me on the phone, and what really bothered me, you know, I think it took longer to get out of me because she said I wasn't me because I didn't want to talk to her. I didn't want to say I love you or nothing like that. And I got home and I looked at her. You know, I looked at her and I told her, I said, I didn't say that. She said, yeah, you did. Said, you didn't say nothing to me. I told her I didn't mean to hurt her. But whatever, like I says, that night, yeah, it took longer to get out of me because I think it found, it knew it would mess with me more because where I was changing my demeanor, he knew it, and he just said he had fun with me.
Did what happened out there? Did it change the way you prepare for investigations at all, as far as like, you know, protection, you know, stuff like that? Did it?
Since coming from the cabin, I think that's something that we've talked about a lot now. When we'll start an investigation, is we'll actually say, "Do you remember what happened at the cabin? Be prepared because we might be turned against each other here."
Yeah.
So that always comes up now.
Now we used to, like you said, but before we started an investigation, we would say a prayer.
And we forgot that night.
And we forgot to say a prayer that night. And we forgot to say a prayer before we left, you know. Part of it, I felt like that night, part of it was still with me. And it was
it likes to stay with you for a while.
Yeah.
It followed Heaven and I home, and it was not fun for a while.
She had fun it was interesting what happened to her.
It took everybody like a few weeks to feel normal again. Is that I feel comfortable saying, because we didn't even feel like we were at home by ourselves when we were by ourselves.
That's exactly what I felt as well. Correct. Yeah.
Because you remember that night when we was in bed watching television, but we thought we was hearing somebody walk through the trailer around.
You thought somebody was on the roof.
Yeah, we thought somebody was on the roof walking on the trailer. And I got up, I went outside and I looked. There was nobody on the trailer. And then it all of a sudden, it would sound like it was in the house with us and everything else. Yeah. Then Sam come over. She come over and saged her house, and she saged our trailer. You know, then all of a sudden, it felt light. It wasn't no more walking or nothing like that.
Yeah. It likes to. I don't know how to explain it. It's not done playing with you. Like it wants to keep you. It wants to play with you. It wants to stay with you. And then it can return wherever. Portals are everywhere. Everywhere. And so it likes to go through them. Like it went through my portal to Heaven's house, to my house, to Heaven's house, literally every other day. And so with you saying that, like it was almost exactly what we experienced. Like it was the most craziest thing. We vowed to never go to the cabin again. And I had spoken to to Ryan about it, and Ryan was like, "You need to come over here. We need to.
You gotta face
Dennis
it. Needs
needs to help you."
Yeah.
We'll
because
see.
it would still be with her right now
Yeah.
Correct.
if he hadn't faced it. And now look at her, she's come back.
Weekly.
Yeah, you're
Well,
regular now.
y'all bring that up. That's like us, you know. I feel like we got unfinished business up our with the house and everything, cause it's still, how can I say? It feels like it's trying to pull us. We're on a leash and it's wanting to pull us back up there. But yeah, we got unfinished business up there.
Now you know how to tackle it,
Just
though.
don't touch the sump pump, and
Don't flush the toilet. Don't
Yeah.
flush the house down the toilet.
don't flush the house, and you can come back. I put that on the waiver when you guys come out. An
Must
addendum to
not
it.
flush house down toilet.
That's like St. Albans. Now, St. Albans, y'all have probably been there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And y'all have come encounter with Goat Man.
I haven't seen him. But I know the story. Yeah.
I have seen him, and a lot of time used to, because I guess maybe where he intimidated me, like the first year of the home that they had started the haunted house and stuff. Like I said, I was up there, and I was down there in the basement in the hallway to the bowling alley and the boiler room, and that's when I first seen him. And he was coming out a door on me, and I booked it.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I didn't go back for a long time. And it was like, if I started talking to somebody about him or something, it was like he could pop right here.
Yeah.
And then after a while, I went back up there, and I guess we kind of made a truce. But when I go there, anytime I go to St. Albans now, it's like he knows I'm there. It's
Yeah.
like I can go down the hallway or something, and I can see him, and it's like, you stay where you're at, I'll stay where I'm at, but we're good. How you doing?
Yeah.
And it's kind of, he don't pop in no more. But therefore, for a long time, if I was talking to him, like I said, I could be talking about him on the phone, or just talking to him like us sitting here, and it was like that portal you were talking about. He would just pop in. That's actually where she started ghost hunting at, was St. Albans with me.
She drugged me along, and then they just didn't get rid of me anymore.
You know what's funny? Actually, I went to school in Radford, and I was and I had a doctor's office in St. Albans. This was back in like 1998 or whatever, when I was in college out there. And I remember parking my car where you park your car now overlooking the river. I parked my car in the same parking lot, went down the steps. Did you see the steps that go down? My doctor's office was down those steps.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So technically I was a patient at St. Albans.
That's crazy.
I know some people that were actually patients there when it was functioning.
Oh wow. But they had some stories.
Yeah, one she actually had electroshock therapy there.
Oh my gosh.
Oh Jesus.
And her family said that she was like 100% different when she left than when she went in.
I can imagine.
Oh my gosh.
That's so sad.
That's so traumatic.
But she had a good experience up there.
That's one of my most memorable moments, was at St. Albans. I guess the Goat Man, I don't know if that was who it was, but it was a public investigation, and we were in the bowling alley. I'm sure y'all know where the bowling alley is.
Oh
and
yes.
I'm sitting at the edge, well, like way down there, like where the pins would fall. I'm in a chair. I've got a cigarette behind my ear because who is it in the boiler room that likes to smoke?
Red, I think his name was.
I can't
Was it
remember.
Red?
I think
But
so.
the cigarette was for him. And the team is up here, and we actually have it on video. I don't ever do this, but for some reason I was just like, Goat Man, he can't do anything to me. On video, I am literally smacked out of my chair, and I fly halfway down the bowling lane.
Oh my
And I'm
gosh.
there like, that won't ever happen again. I will never ever tell this entity that he can't do anything to me. I learned that night.
Like,
That they
just
can
watch
put
and
hands on
see.
you.
Like, that's exactly, yeah, that's what they're saying. Oh, I can't? Oh, okay, let's see.
I don't ever challenge them. But that night I thought I was big stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to challenge
And I got shown
regardless.
literally one of the
I
team.
learned my lesson.
He's standing up there, and he's videoing and got the camera. He's just like,
Oh my gosh.
her, and I'm sitting there going, I mean, felt like my jaw was just like knocked right off the side of my head.
Oh my gosh.
It was so bad. I won't ever do that again, though.
No, she
Yeah.
flew on the floor.
When I say I flew.
Now,
Oh my gosh.
I probably deserved that here and there, but that night I don't think I did anything to deserve.
now I'm the only one. I guess I'm the only one on the team that will challenge a spirit and whatever else is in the house. I paid for it, but like I said, that's a reward to me.
Yeah.
You know, because they don't want me to challenge them, but they do want to talk. And but to me, I get a thrill. You know, like I said, I get a thrill out when I'm punched, bit, and when they attack me. That's my sign that they're really there. And people come up to you.
Yeah.
They'll say, okay, you're in paranormal. Well, I don't believe in it. Let me tell you some stories that happened to me. And they say, well, they still say, well, you're crazy. Why do you do it? I'm like, y'all, I want answers. I want to know what's beyond death, if there is a realm out there that, and I've been thinking, what if they're not dead, but we're in their era?
Yeah. Yep. That's
It's definitely a
crazy.
theory.
Yeah.
You know, it's just as good as any other theory that's out there. You know,
Yeah.
it's just we don't know until we're actually part of their world, and you know how that has to happen. So we're trying to get answers. We may not ever get answers. Asking Christian, we may not ever get answers to, but it's the thrill of it.
Yeah.
Going to these locations, hanging out with your friends, getting those that one good EVP where it's like holy crap EVPs, and it's like a drug almost. Once you get hooked,
Yeah.
you want to keep looking for. You want to keep getting that high.
I mean, I'm a medium, and like I can talk to them about anything all day, but as soon as I bring up anything about the other side, the only thing I've ever gotten from them is like what I look like to them, from the other side. That's it. I have asked, is there a God? Is there Jesus? Is there an other side? What's going on the other side? I've asked all of that, and like nothing, just radio silence from them. I don't know if it's like something they can't talk about, if it's a rule that they can't say anything to us.
Yeah,
But
it must be something
it's
like
just strange.
Well, now that's like when I first joined with OSPT, we used to do reenactments, like the Civil War. We had one Union soldier, one Southern soldier. We was at a place, and we dressed up like that. And, this was before even the investigation started. We had, like I said, me and the other guy dressed up. The activity, boom, when we got dressed up in the soldier's outfit, it started right then and there. So, yeah, I'm just, like I said, that would be a good thing. Like I said, the financial their era. We're in their era, and they think we might be, aliens to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll bring our friend as a Civil War reenactor. We'll have him come out every once in a while in his Civil War garb, and he'll come out and have him fire the musket in the woods behind the cabin, and or we'll go out there if we do have a public investigation. We'll play like Civil War sounds, like battle sounds in the woods, and
We heard that.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
brought
we
that
heard.
up. I played some Civil War of the cannons and the drums and beating and the guys are marching. And I mean, me and Sandy was out there. I think you was with. All of a sudden, we was hearing musket fires. We was hearing cannons go off. We was hearing screams and yelling and everything.
We heard that too.
Yeah. We've heard musket fire and cannon fire and all that stuff out there.
Heaven heard drumming. She
Yeah.
heard,
The drumming
from
was
the band.
Heard a few times in October, because Howie and I heard it too out there. So you guys were getting close, like over the time. You guys have a podcast on what was it called? Ghost Talk?
Ghost Talk with OSPT.
Oh, guys, what do you guys talk about? What's your show about?
Usually different stuff. We usually ask people, we get them to tell us, like if it's something other they want to hear about, or a location that they want to hear about, and we'll tell them about, like the places we did. Like if it's somewhere that we hadn't really heard of, and they might want us to research it.
Mm-hmm.
So
showing them how to use the equipment.
Yeah.
Few little like phasma box investigations, things like that. It's been really fun here lately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They've been following us. Like I said, they most of them is on. We've got it's Operation Spirit Seekers Paranormal team, and it's got the green background on it.
Yeah.
And that's where we do the podcast on Wednesdays. We try to do it at 7, somewhere between 7 to 8. And but we talk about different things, like I said, if somebody's got questions they want to know about, try to help them understand.
Yeah.
That's like last week we went and did a historical tour, walk over at Sweet Springs, over at West Virginia.
Yeah, we're going in April.
And
we're going in March.
And Sam here, we went to the slave quarters. The slave quarters.
I think it was. Yeah.
And in that one room they had all this old school desks and stuff like that.
I'm standing there and I feel something like grab a hold of my wrist like this, and I don't want to freak anybody out. And so we're all clearing out, and I look at Mom and I'm like, I'm pulling my sleeve up, and there's like a handprint embedded in my arm.
Oh my God!
Oh, wow.
And I'm sitting there going, this happened during the daytime. I want to know what's going to happen at night.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean,
it
happens all the time. Don't matter if it's day or night. It's going to happen.
And
That's what we're learning.
we was hearing it was the middle of the day, and we was hearing voices. The guy was giving the tour, but we was hearing voices.
It was other voices, yeah.
Talking over him.
Just as if like the hallway was still full of people.
Yeah.
Is the best way to describe
Like
it.
it was like a chatter almost of you can't, like voices, you can't really distinguish what they're saying,
Yeah.
but you still hear them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, and like some of our viewers too, like you're saying, sometimes you get, or Mickey one, you get the people, they're like, well, I don't understand how they're still here. So we did one of our podcasts was on, like why spirits may, linger around, like what causes them to linger around. Like, I don't know if y'all have ever heard of the Galax Smokehouse in Galax, Virginia.
I have not, but I've been to Galax.
It's a restaurant. Back in the day, it was the old bowling drug store. And when I first started, I started the team in 2011. And that year, we got invited to come up there and start investigating the smokehouse. And we encountered a lady, and her name is Betty. And she's a spirit up there, but she stays, she lingers. And I
Mhm.
went over to the museum to, look at some of the stuff because they had it from when it was like a drugstore and all that. And so I was over there looking, and the guy goes, well, the woman that just retired, she worked there when she was younger. And she goes, he was like, I'm gonna see if she wants to talk to you. And so he hooked it up where I could talk to her. I actually went and met her, and I've got the recording still of where she was telling us her name was Betty and talking to us. And I let her hear it, and she was sitting there with the earbuds in, and I never will forget. She threw them down, and she started crying, and I was like, I didn't know what I had done wrong. And she goes, that's my best friend Betty. She died 10 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm
That is-
like, I was like, why? Can you explain maybe why she's at the smokehouse, And she said that when they were younger, when it was the drugstore and stuff, it had like an ice cream parlor in one side of it. And that's where her and Betty worked. And everybody treated Betty so nice and was good to her because when she went home, her husband and his mother, they abused her. They were mean to her.
Oh,
Oh
And they said that
no.
happiest moments was always at the smokehouse.
that was
And
their happy
she's,
spot.
yeah, she's still there. And that's when
That's so
I
sad.
started learning, that, sometimes when we pass away, we go to where our happiest place was at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So that
Well-
was very rewarding. Do y'all remember the show that came on, My Ghost Story Caught on Camera?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I actually had the smokehouse on it in 2013.
Oh wow,
Oh,
you were
really?
on there?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh my
wow.
God.
I'm
That
have
was
to
like-
I'm have to go look for that now.
I
And
think it's episode 74, I think.
is that a
It's,
Discovery Plus? Because I know they have a lot of ghost shows on there.
I think I've seen it on Discovery Plus.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll go look for it when I
I
get
know
off of here.
Sam, she's going to play it on, she's going to take and go live on one of our podcasts one day on our team page,
And just look.
and she's going to let it play. But now that was a very rewarding experience.
What episode was it again?
Episode 74. I think season 5,
I think it was 74.
episode 74.
Season 5.
Hang on, I'll get the CD.
Well,
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at it tonight or tomorrow. after
Yeah.
this.
now the best thing ever happened. We was up. Me and the old lady went to Waverly Hills for a public affair. That's on my bucket list and hers too. And to see a building that big and all the death and everything in there. But we watched the show and we found out it wasn't where they did the tuberculosis patients.
Mhm.
It was
This one.
it was called Woodcrest, the nursing home. That's where all everything happened to the people in there. And we didn't know that. And we was up there on the 3rd floor.
That's the episode.
And,
it has
We took a
like
we
everybody's
was doing
story
the
included. I think you're the last
recording.
one there.
Me and Craig.
'Cause I heard that
recording up
before.
there. And but we heard a whistle, somebody whistling in that room, and it was just us.
Oh
And
my
on
gosh.
EVP, on the EVP, I was sitting there, just playing it back, and all of a sudden you could hear a woman says, "Hello, Miss Rachel."
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Man.
it's season 4, number 74, and it was 6/25/13. Because after you're on the show, they'll send you like a
Oh, that's
DVD.
so cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
But that
I'm-
was very rewarding.
I am definitely going to check that out
Yeah,
tonight.
me too.
I got so much stuff I want to talk to you guys about, but my back's hurting, and I'm sitting on a wooden chair, and it's like really uncomfortable. So I'm gonna have to cut this short. We'll have to do a part 2 here with you guys and get more into the depths of like different locations you guys been in. But I'd love to hear where you guys people can find you guys, how they can get in touch with you, your social medias, all that stuff.
Yeah, I've got a YouTube page, and it's under Rachel Kirchner.
Okay.
And Operation Spirit Seekers. I'm getting a website up and going. I'm not computer savvy, and where I drive a truck, I'm not home very much. So I started getting all of it going while I was out with an operation. But on Facebook, you can find us, Operation Spirit Seekers Paranormal Team.
And we check that daily.
Yeah, we check it daily, me and her both. And like I said, you can go on YouTube under Rachel Kirchner. And it's also a link to it is on our page, our team page for our YouTube. And I think it's also the link for the website that I started.
I think it is.
Because I'm trying to get up now where I'm starting to learn a little bit with computers, to get some of that footage out there so people can see different locations and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Over to you. We've went a few places.
Yeah, I was on your group page today, and you got some great pictures, got some good videos on there. So if you guys want to follow Operation Spirit Seekers, they are on Facebook. They got some good stuff. Go check out their podcast. Is it just on your Facebook page that people can watch the podcast, or
Right.
is it?
Yeah, right now on Wednesday, we're looking to maybe start doing maybe some lives on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And because we just got that started, so we could like go live and more people could hear us and get to know
I think
us.
it was like a
If you decide
thing.
if you decide to like do StreamYard or something like that, you can stream to different platforms. Like you can stream to YouTube and Facebook and Twitch, and so it distributes the podcast to different platforms. So if you want to do like a YouTube channel, that's what we're on now. So right now we're on Facebook and YouTube, and if you can, and it records the video, records a video and audio, so you can download the audio and then upload the audio to like a podcast platform like Spotify or something like that, and you can upload so people can listen to the audio in their car.
Okay.
Instead of having to just listen to it on Facebook.
Okay.
If you have questions, I can help you guys out and get you guys started on that. It only costs, I think, to broadcast to like one. I think it's like free, but I think I got to pay $20 a month for it to go to different like 3 or more platforms. But you really get the word out about your podcast.
Because I've heard of Spotify. You live on it. Listening to the murder shows.
I got
She's big in the murder podcast.
Me too.
Yeah,
those are popular.
I'll definitely send you a message to get some information about all of it so we can start spreading out.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
It was super nice meeting you guys.
Yeah.
It's nice to meet y'all too.
Yeah, nice to meet y'all.
Hope
to see you guys
down to the
soon.
cabin soon.
Exactly.
Yeah, we hope to go back. We wanted to go back.
Well, it's still there. So I do is call Dennis and book the
Just got to
Just flush it down the toilet.
Yeah, keep y'all away from the sub pump.
Yeah, stay away from the hole, and you'll be fine.
I ain't going back. I'm not going back in that corner no more.
Yeah. Just got a whole basement. Just stay on that side of the basement. All right, guys. Have a good
Y'all
night.
have,
Y'all have a
night.
good one. Thank
Bye.
y'all.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Well, that was fun. I enjoyed that
Yeah.
conversation. It's always fun you can talk to something. Thanks, Ellen. I appreciate it. You talk to someone about their experiences and stuff. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
to make it all about the cabin, but it seems like a lot of their experiences were at the cabin.
Yeah.
You know, so
And a lot of their experiences matched up with our experiences, you know?
that's awesome. You have that. You have that. That continuity, whatever that word is.
Yeah.
I can't talk tonight. Words no good here.
Same.
You can't talk. So how'd you enjoy your first time co-hosting the show?
I loved it. It was
Was
great.
it fun? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Would you come
I
back
like
and do
it.
it again?
For sure.
Oh,
Over and
yeah.
over and over.
How about you come back Tuesday night
Yes.
and
I
join
will
us
be
for
here.
the Have Yourself a Freaky Little Christmas special
I'm so excited.
with our special guest stars, the girls from Pungo Paranormal, Dana Marie
Yeah.
Vollmer, Rhonda Harris Dowdy, and C.R. Zarn, and of course, me. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of the let loose shows. So, talking about all things Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super
that'll be
excited.
fun.
All right. Well, I am going to get off here, and actually, I'm going to go check out that episode of my ghost
That
story.
will
See if
be
I can
fun.
find it.
Yeah, I want to find it too.
Awesome. And I will see you on Tuesday.
All right. I'll see you then.
Perfect. Thanks again for helping out. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're super welcome. Anytime. Like, seriously, anytime.
I might take you up on that.
Yeah. I
For
like
sure.
it.
All right. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh yeah, we back here Tuesday night, same freaking time, same freaking awesome time, same freaking awesome channel. Have a great night, guys. Bye. And thanks for tuning in, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching us. Good night.